Let's bow our heads in prayer. Heavenly Father, you are the author of life, the source of all truth. We come before you in the name of Jesus Christ, giving thanks for the care, protection, and the gift of a new day. We acknowledge our sins and ask for your forgiveness, knowing that you are faithful and just to cleanse us from all unrighteousness. As we gather today, I pray for a fruitful and productive meeting. Let us come to you, Lord, asking for your guidance, wisdom, support over this meeting. Your words command your people to seek the welfare of their community. I ask, Father, that you give us discernment to decision makers as to what would best promote the welfare and well-being of the citizens of Madison County, where decisions are being made in alignment with your will. May your presence be felt, and may your wisdom guide every discussion and decision, so that we always do what is right and just. Protect us from self-interest and narrow agendas. Teach us humility and make us hungry to do your will. Help each of us to live lives of generosity and integrity that are rooted in your love and guided by your word. I thank you for all who protect, preserve, and honor life in our county, from first responders to law enforcement to medical personnel and all others. I ask, Lord, that you look over them and continue to protect them. Lord, may this meeting bring honor and glory to you now and forever. In Jesus' name.
Amen. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thank you, Deb. Okay, I will go ahead and call our meeting to order. Can I have roll call, please?
Clinton.
Here.
Fitch. Here. Stancil. Here.
All present. Can I have a motion to approve the consent agenda? Motion by Diane, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Heather, all in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, any opposed? Motion carries. Is there any public comment this morning? Seeing none, we'll move on. Teddy, you have a presentation today.
Well, an invitation or a presentation, but we'll get there. Okay. I was told to turn this on. Oh,
It's
no, it's
working.
on. Hi. Well, thank you for having me here. Just wanted to make you aware of an opportunity that we have and invite all three of you. As I know this board is aware, we, our covered bridges are in need of restoration. That is the 5 original bridges that we still have, and the one most in need of repair, according to our county engineer Mike Hackett, is Hollowell. There are some structural issues with that particular bridge. And we've been looking into various funding opportunities for that restoration, and I've reached out through the Iowa Tourism Office in my position as the tourism manager of Madison County, and we do have a meeting coming up that I'd like to invite you to. That is on Tuesday, June 11th at 2:30 to about 3:15 at Hollowell Bridge. And that is with the IEDA Director, Debbie Durham. That's the Iowa Economic Development Authority, as well as Amy Ziegler, who is the manager of the Iowa Tourism Office. And we'll be discussing the need that our covered bridges have for restoration, as well as, again, looking into possible funding resources. In this case, the one that Director Durham manages or oversees is called Destination Iowa. But she may be aware of some other funding opportunities, so we will be presenting her briefly with the need that we have and showing her around Hollowell Covered Bridge and talking briefly about the significance, especially economically, historically, about our covered bridges and the need to keep them available for use. So we are inviting that day the three of you, as well as members of the Covered Bridge Preservation Group, our County Engineer Mike Hackett, members of the Historic Preservation Commission, of which I am also a commissioner, the Covered Bridge Scenic Byway Council, of which I am the project manager for that, the Chamber of Commerce and Amber Huffine, Economic Development, that would be Ryan Marquardt, who also serves on the Byway Council. So again, just want to make you aware of that opportunity. I apologize for any late notice, but when you get a spot on Director Durham's calendar, you grab it.
June
Yes.
11th, 2:30 to 3:30.
Teddy, at our last covered bridge preservation meeting, when Tom Leonard was there, and he's worked with Debbie quite a bit in his
Yes.
previous position, I thought the conversation was that this group should be kept small and not overwhelm her.
I
'Cause
think,
she's kinda gonna be an in and out and quit messing around sort of a
sure.
trip, so.
Um,
Am I remembering that right, Mike? Cause I was, if you said you're gonna try to attend, and I said, if you
Yeah.
can't, I will, but we were kinda trying to keep it short and sweet.
I do want to invite members or representatives of these various groups just to show their support. I don't plan on having them speak, but I would, and I don't know how many would be available. I think the best way, because I've been told that we may have even more limited time than what's scheduled with Director Durham, is to be at the bridge and have just a few printouts available for her to look at, walk her through, have Mike, answer any questions, but I just would like to show at least support from each of these groups, even if that's just one member. So I'd be happy to just reach out and extend that invitation to one or two representatives from each of those groups, if that would.
I
You're
think that's,
suggesting one of us should
well,
attend?
if any, because I had it in my calendar from our meeting, and it said Debbie Durham, only if Mike can't attend, because we talked about keeping it very small.
Well, I think we will delegate, like Teddy and Mike being the ones that will initially talk to Debbie and be closer to her, where the rest of us are just kind of hanging in the background.
Well, if you think it's better, one of us attend.
Well, then you've got the
one of
agenda
us.
situation
Yes.
too,
So maybe one of us.
Well, we could always put it as a meeting.
Oh,
Well, we've discussed
it's
this
in
during
the
covered
whole
bridge
code.
preservation and keeping this group fairly concise.
What a letter of support from the board
yes,
work.
maybe
Okay.
better. And just have, you're on the board, so you attend, and somebody will write a letter of support. Is that okay with you?
Step
I'm
out
fine
there.
with that.
I'm fine with
I just
that.
have-
Actually, all those groups would be nice to have.
If you think that's best.
I can certainly do that. The reason I wanted to show that support is that the Destination Iowa grant requires a 65% cash match. I want to show that, again, various groups have, our back on this, are in support, even if they can't financially, but that there's interest,
Those groups can always do in-kind donations.
yes,
So,
yes,
I think it's a good idea to have at least one member from each group there.
I do too. and you're
Because
on the
then it will
board.
show
Someone covers bridge
support,
preservation, so.
and to your point, you don't want to overwhelm
Yes.
her. But I think it's important, because it requires a match, that she visually sees that all these groups support it. Because politically, they don't want to put state money towards something that it doesn't have support, and there's very little chance of there being a match. So,
Correct.
I agree with him that we shouldn't overwhelm her, but I also agree with you that we should have at least one representative from each of those groups there.
and there is a lot of overlap, so I realize, with Mayor Tom Leonard, for instance, he is a council member on the Covered Bridges Scenic Byway group. Phil obviously has some overlap as well. So I think we can keep that number down. I like the idea of letters of support, but let's definitely show her that the county is committed to doing what is possible to save the bridges.
Do you think, again, going to the political aspect, because there's overlap, do you think it would be better to say, like, have Mike on there as the representative for the Preservation Society, have Phil there as Board Supervisor representative, even though there's overlap? Because then,
Sure.
they can see that there's support from supervisors. Have somewhat, kind of eliminate the overlap, so you
Yeah.
have more people, so they can see that, I don't know, I'm just
Sure.
visually, politically,
Well, I think there's a way to, because Teddy is working on a PowerPoint, and we plan on giving her a flash drive and the printouts, that's what she was suggesting, so I think we can add a slide as well as to the individuals who will be there, and like maybe saying contacts you met with their title number associated with it, so it's another take home.
I think that'll be good, because then she visually has it, she doesn't have to remember.
Yes.
It can be overwhelming if you have a lot.
Yeah,
That's a great idea. So
I know,
Phil
it's
will
like, I don't
attend.
see anything wrong with
Me neither.
So, what do you think, Phil? Are you?
it. Yeah, I'll attend, and then if you can shoot some boilerplate stuff for a letter of support on behalf of this board, I can.
Yeah, that'd be great, letters.
Do you think we should all sign it though?
Yes.
Sure.
Absolutely.
I'll let you know when it's ready, and we can sign.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Wonderful. Okay, and yeah, those slides, I will be presenting, through email to the Covered Bridge Preservation Group, so they'll have a chance to review those, and, might even wanna blow them up big, so we can use them in the future, but appreciate the
All right.
support
Thanks,
and
Teddy.
the time, you bet.
So, Teddy, I want to give you guys an update. I spoke with Congressman Nunn's office
Okay.
this morning. They confirmed that unfortunately the bridges, the Appropriations Committee in Congress is getting really strict on infrastructure for community grants rather than walkways, or,
Yes.
tourism stuff. So unfortunately, the bridges didn't make that. However, he said that they're working on other grants in other areas, and they're gonna be, obviously, they were delayed last week because of everything that was going on, so they're working on it this week. They did ask that, which bridge was the most of concern, so I told him Hollowell.
Yes,
And as a secondary, Roseman, is that correct? Okay.
yeah.
So they're gonna focus on those, and then he also said that he wants to know the one bridge that you submitted that was not the covered bridge, he would like to know the name of that one, so then they
Okay.
can pull that out and see if they can put that somewhere else as well.
Okay.
Because it's gonna be two different types of grants, so if you can give me that information, that'd be great.
And this
So-
is what we're running into, and why I think going the tourism route, I've got all the statistics and numbers that we'll present about how significant they are, how many visitors they draw every year, the economic impact of them. But I think that because we keep running into these various, we're not fitting into a lot of grants, that tourism may be the way to go.
Well, they were actually gonna be looking at historical
Okay.
grants. So even though they've significantly cut those, doesn't mean there's no money available. So that's the route, as of this morning, they're gonna be looking at, and hopefully I'll have more updates later on this week, it all depends what they get to, but it's not like they just
Sure.
said, sorry, they're gonna continue. So hopefully we'll have good news maybe in the
Yes.
next few weeks. So,
Be great.
yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks, Teddy. Our next item is consideration of the second reading of the Ordinance 60 revisions. Can I have a motion to approve the second reading of that?
So moved.
Motion by Diane, is there a second?
Second,
Second by Heather. Any further discussion?
do we wanna waive the third reading?
No.
No, okay.
All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, any opposed? Motion carries. We have 3 EMS resolutions regarding hiring. I'd like to consider those together. One's approving, or 2 of them are approving full-time paramedics, and one's hiring a part-time EMT. Can I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
I'll second.
Motion by Heather, second by Diane. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. All right, next is a resolution to approve the application for funding for the Madison County Opioid Settlement Funds. I liked it. I thought it was short and sweet and simple.
There's just 3 typos, but other than that, I like it.
We'll get there.
I was looking at more from the substantive standpoint.
No, and I liked it. I should have led with that, I apologize. But no,
No,
I
thanks a lot.
like that, yeah. It's very thorough, it asks very direct
But it's simple.
questions. It's focusing on Madison County. So, yeah.
Okay, that being the case, is that a motion to approve? Once the typos are fixed?
Yes, I move we approve the application with the corrections for the opioid application.
Is there a second? Motion and a second, any further discussion? If not, all in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, any opposed? Motion carries. Look forward to getting that moving forward. Next resolution is secondary roads, approving a temporary road closure on Bittersweet Avenue from Highway 92 south of 260th for pipe replacement. Do I have a motion to approve? Motion by Heather, is there a second? Second by Diane, any further discussion? If not, all in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Our next item is an application for a renewal of a liquor and wine license for Covered Bridge Winery. Is there a motion to approve? Motion by Heather, is there a second? Second by Diane, any further discussion? If not, all in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. All right, now we're down to other business, starting with board member reports. Everything to report on since our last meeting.
Well, some of these we're gonna talk about later on the business, but, I attended a couple board of health meetings that, I don't know if you guys are aware, they are putting in, they're revamping what they decided to do with their public administrator, because we lost the RN as well. So they have decided to post for either a full-time public health administrator / RN, so the administrator will be an RN, or do part-time administrator with part-time RN. They're being very flexible with that, because they want to see if they can get, they struggle with applications, so, for that. Okay, let's see, went to a chamber coffee, we did several, closed meetings together. I attended a meeting regarding, updates regarding HR 2673, did you go to that one?
I did.
I didn't really.
I didn't learn, well, I'm going to mental health meetings and, anyway, the main speaker in that is the CEO of our region, and so I've been getting feedback once a month, so I didn't really learn anything out of that, and I hope to learn more.
I was hoping for a little bit more substance.
Yeah, well,
There wasn't a
the
lot.
reality of it is, it's a little bit up in the air. The maps will come final August 1. I think they're probably set in stone. I know we've had some supervisors on our mental health region trying to lobby for, hey, let's kind of, can we stay together? And
We really don't have.
the response is, nah, sorry, thanks for input, but no.
I mean, it was sort of informative, but it's, like you said, it's up in the air.
And
Well,
once
tell me
that
what you're
comes,
doing.
then the RFP will come, and then they'll figure out who's going to administer the regions.
So it was really just, hey, we're not ignoring you, we're still working on it, type of call.
Pretty much.
So, yeah, so I did that, and then, had several conversations with our, comprehensive plan consultant. You guys got the initial draft, so we'll talk about that, when we get to that agenda. So those were, what I did this past week.
Dan?
I had, opioid task force meeting, and we came up with the application, and I have my own MMU.
When are they gonna open up some new
Well,
contracts? It's been like
we had a harsh discussion, we really did, the other counties have been. She said they, the end of April or May, and it's not over. They're having a very difficult time getting, intercom system.
Intercom reader.
Intercom, both
What
actually,
do you need, getting it to work or getting it in?
both. They've called numerous companies, they're just having a very difficult time. They are a quarry, they do have a hard time, but very difficult time with cell phones to even have meetings, to have anything in there.
What about a radio? Like a,
Well, when the trucks pull up, they have to, they weigh and they push this button and they talk, that's what they use, and they're having a very difficult time. Our
That seems pretty
signs,
simple. This whole scheme of things.
you would think so.
so what do they do now without
Well,
it?
there's still a gold one, they will move when they get this over, but they'll build that, cover that cell and then start on a new cell. We've had so much trouble with, rainfall in the new cell that we have to pump out all the way.
It's all the tile roof.
I don't know, that piece around,
That's not your tile?
so, we just have to pump all these balloons until we get.
How do they handle it? Because there's no income in the
everything's gonna,
Pretty much slide the window open and yell at you.
yeah, that's kind of what they do, slide the window open and yell at you, it's really.
Don't they use like little signs to signal or something like that? for the window?
No, last time I was out there, little,
They
she opened
yell
my
at
window
you.
and yelled at me.
Oh,
It's not a pleasant experience,
okay.
because they do yell at you.
So are the companies not responsive? or-
They're responsive, they're just not, it's just, she just had, I don't know, we have pushed really hard to get this done.
It just seems to be just stagnating.
Well, they've had horrific, and the DNR is fully aware of, we are so close to the metro that we are getting, it is unlawful to tip out of your tipping region, but people do it every single day and hundreds of trucks a day. And you can question, you're from Dallas County, yeah, but it's my grandma's stuff. And so it is very difficult for them. They're getting a lot of trash that probably is not in our
Right,
tipping region.
right, but the whole income thing, circle back to that.
They are working on it,
Are the
Heather, and
vendors
there's just,
not, that's my concern. is
I
the
called the
vendors.
vendor also, and it just isn't done. And I was everyone shaking their head. It is very difficult out there because it is a little quarry. It's very difficult to get home, but they'll get it. And we told her this has to be done, it needs to be done. They
So
want-
she's managing it?
Yeah, she's the only one.
All right, I had an aging resources meeting, and some of their funding got tied up at the federal level. I think it's finally cut loose now. Fortunately, they had healthy enough fund balances that they could handle that. But they are pass-through agents to a lot of things such as Madison County Elderly Services for the meal support and stuff. I had heard of for other things, and it's kind of got some of that funding held up. So it sounded like last email I had since then was that the federal funding was going to cut loose, and that would be rolling in there. Had a mental health meeting, and it pretty much echoed the same thing in the session that you said in, and I was hoping to find new news, and it's kind of being wait, and then once time, it's gonna be hurry up.
There you go, buddy, it's over here.
And, oh,
That's
by the
what
way,
it will be.
here's your RFP, and it's due in 90 days. Stay tuned on that one, I guess. Old business, opioid settlement fund application process.
We discussed this, that, if it's a county application, like fire or rescue, they would be, we would kind of fast track them on to, they would get the money first, and then if it's a third party, they will sit in front of us, correct me if I'm wrong, Brady, they will do a presentation, and then we will, award money, it will go before you for final discussion, decision.
So like now you've got X amount of dollars to allocate, we've got, sure, EMS could use some, sheriff could probably use some, we've got a couple other entities reach out to us, hey, is there anything available? So you would have basically them all present to the committee, and then if they all meet the qualifications and their requests are within the parameters, we're probably good with them. Or if they ask for 100,000 and you get 75, and I have to do some curtailment, is that kind of where?
Well, we have we're sitting on about 147,000. We, thought we would review everybody and probably give to county first, to county. And then we'll just keep going, and then the other, third-party applications, and we'll review them all. And we did that estimate sheet, see what they're asking for, and then we would allocate, maybe 20,000 to you and 20, that's what we would do.
And you might allocate all the funds, or you
We might
allocate. And if you allocate all the funds, you'll still have more money coming in, so you
Yes.
can reopen applications.
And we might allocate.
So I think that's what we kind of talked about, is try to get what we have out, so that we're not having to meet every
Yeah.
single month for really, and then hope, once we get more money in, maybe next year, I don't know how, exactly how they give it to us, but
They just deposit.
reopen it up again and say, okay, we got this much now.
And we had discussed if we get, maybe no applications, but one really, really good one, and they want the large bulk of the money.
So when you say fast track for county stuff, is that, just to clarify what you said, or is the expectation that they're not gonna do a presentation in front of the task force, or they just gonna submit an application, or only third parties are gonna do that? Or we
No,
just say
we-
we're all?
I think they would still have to present,
Okay.
We want them all to present.
yeah, just so it's fair for everybody.
Okay.
They just kind of get first They get to present first.
They get priority.
Priority first, that's all.
Okay. Yeah. And then when you say county, you mean like county government entities like
EMS, sheriff.
EMS, sheriff's,
Yeah.
okay.
Probably one of like St. Charles Fire, Turtle Fire, Earl
Okay.
Fire, and rescue, you know, something, like they need something free. If it's in the county, we already support them.
Okay.
Okay, good. Good to see that moving forward.
So when are they gonna meet next now that we approve the
Well,
application?
now that you approve the application, then we will put it on the county website. We'll put a link so they can download the application, and then we will put it in the Madisonian, the link in the application, where to find the application. And then hopefully they'll start coming in. And they'll all go to Michelle, and then we'll present them. They will come and present them.
Would you guys consider putting it also in the Echo too?
I think Aaron said the
One page, that's what,
one paper,
they want it in the normal,
just,
whatever is most distributed.
and that was our legal publishing paper.
Right, that is our legal publishing paper, but we don't have to limit that. We can also add it to the Earl Echo to make sure that, because to be honest, that end of the county does not really get
Well,
the Madisonian.
If that gives you a crutch, it should go in the shopper, because when St. Charles site gets neither.
Okay, I'm good with that. If you'd rather do the shopper and the Madisonian, that's fine. But I just wanna make sure everybody in the county can see it, not just those who subscribe to Madisonian, which the bulk of which is within the website. Just to
Well,
make
you've
sure
already
that
had
it's
some,
there.
a couple entities reach out. One was almost a year ago.
Well,
so-
but not officially,
Right,
yes.
but since you got, will you be reaching out to them specifically since they approached us?
I don't think we will, I think we'll put them on the county
I think
website.
they know about it already.
They know.
They're plugged in enough that they're aware.
We'll put them on the county website, Madisonian and shopper. I'm
Okay.
fine with that. All right,
So,
that's what we'll do, and we'll get it on now. Michelle will.
New business, the open meeting rules and changes, that was mostly just an update from Aaron, which kind of gave us that update during the work session, I think. Basement security concerns, what's that about?
I just think the basement door, the ramp door should be, I don't have security issues, it's just it should be locked.
There's no
And I-
reason for it to be open other than the
It's
ramp.
always open, and I think we should have maybe a keyless entry on it instead of,
Is
because
that the one that goes into the bathroom?
we go,
What,
it's
no, you're
like
talking the one,
the
the
ramp
old,
one.
the old ramp.
It's
Oh,
always open.
oh,
And there was a person down there one day, it startled me, I was just gonna use the restroom.
Yeah, there's no reason for that to be
And
open.
it needs to
Yeah.
be locked, and I think we should maybe address, instead of getting all these keys out, the court systems like it because they drag their heavy equipment. Maybe put a keyless entry on it and keep it always shut. I don't
It's not-
care if they
You
have
can come into
keys,
the main
but-
door, turn around, open it, it just should be locked.
I think it should be locked. The
I do
problem with the
too.
keyless is that if it's attached to power, if we lose power, you can't open it.
Well, and then
Or if
oh,
it's
hey,
just
you can
battery.
just use this code, and then
Yeah,
it
it's
gets
true.
spread
All
out.
right, that's fine,
You
I
can
wanna
come in
keep
through the
it
door
locked.
and unlock it, use it, and lock it when you're done.
That's
But
fine.
It should remain.
Okay, you agree, okay, so that will be directed to keep that door
Yep,
locked.
we'll
Yep.
see.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right, 24 priorities. Exterior project.
So
It's
weren't
so
these,
wet, I get
it is so
lifted.
wet. Is that why the lifts are delayed?
Yes,
and
he
not here?
said, the ground is too, the ground is too saturated, yeah. That's
So do
why.
we have a
The
date?
asbestos will be here
Right
June
out.
10th, and the caulking right after. June 10th will be the asbestos, caulking is right after it. They'll fix those, things at, when the ground is so not saturated.
Okay.
All right, final draft feedback. I'm up to chapter 14, so I'm well over halfway
Yeah,
there. I'll
it'll
get
take
the
you
rest of,
longer.
I'll
There
get
you
the rest
go.
of my notes. I'll finish the rest of my notes tomorrow and leave them on your desks.
Okay. How do you guys wanna, handle, I know the next one's set hearing date. Do we want to,
Is it done? I mean, will it be done, so you know to set the date?
well, you know, we're gonna give the feedback, your feedback, my feedback, and then his feedback. So, and they were still waiting on the map, so that's why I wanna know, what do you guys wanna do? Do we wanna assume that it's gonna be done and maybe set a hearing date in mid-June? Or do you wanna kind of wait and see
Do
to
you
get the
want to
final
do a hearing
final?
to approve it, or do you want to go back out to your focus groups before we approve it?
I think it'd be a good idea to do the focus groups first.
I do.
Well, I kind of do too, otherwise,
I do
otherwise
too.
it's just information, because it's a done deal.
Right.
I think you need to wait and set your date after your focus group.
So then what I was thinking of doing is doing it the same way we did it before. We have one in Arlo, one in Winterset, one in St. Charles, Truro. And we have the draft, the rough draft, after it's updated with your guys' stuff. And then get the.
How best to get that out, because it's so lengthy, it's not like somebody's gonna sit there 5 minutes and say, yeah, I think this is good, you know?
Well, you never know with people. I think what I'd like to do is, once we have the final draft with the maps and everything in there, we put it on our website, and then we direct people to that. And then we just post notices for the hearings, from St. Charles, blah, blah, blah. And then invite people to come,
Kind of do the same thing we did.
kind of, yeah. And then,
That's a good idea, just fill out it, have them fill it out. Well, if
we could have pieces of paper at the meeting, and then
If
you
you
can
can
fill it
read it.
out, or we can ask people to, you know, we can have a form on the website. We don't have to be but we don't have to be complicated. The way we did it last time is people just came in and gave their thoughts. Now, obviously, we didn't have a comp plan, we only had the old comp plan at the time, so I kind of want to see what you guys felt about that.
I think you should get it completed, have your forums, and then set the hearing dates, and then we'll do one in each town, or each part of each district.
Okay, so are you guys okay if I put notices in the paper on that?
I think so. And it kind of depends a little bit timing-wise on when the firm can tweak our little updates.
Right, and that's when I.
Minor, so far pretty minor.
I want to make sure, though, that the adjustments that we agreed on, that you guys made, make it in there, because some of them are missing. So, and that could just be a miss, just whatever. But what I can do is set the hearing dates. What I'm trying to do is like do it either in a week or two, so we have hearing dates, so the.
Hearing dates are.
The public hearing.
Forums, I guess.
Public forums. Get that done like within a week, and then, you know, the next supervisor meeting can set a hearing date, and hopefully by then, the hearing, you know, will be short and sweet. Do you want to do the hearing date in an evening, rather than before our
I
meeting?
think it's necessary, I think by this point it's
Well,
pretty.
because you've
It's
done all
gonna
the
be pretty much
forums,
vetted,
and so
I
it's,
think.
Okay,
they'll have their say at the forums, so I don't.
I think by that point, it's gonna be about as noteworthy as
And,
the ordinance revisions to ordinance 60.
so my goal is then, if you guys are okay with that, is to have the pre-forum, say, mid to late June.
It kind of depends on whether you're,
Well, it works better if I give them a date, a target date to be done. So if I give them a target date to be done, say mid-June, I'll feel comfortable then, and say having the hearings the following.
Shoot from mid-June, don't keep dragging this out, but go, press hard to get it.
Mid-June?
I'll get you my comments by tomorrow.
Okay,
Knock her
I
out.
will talk to them and let them know, I'll get the information, and then, if you guys are okay, I will set hearing dates and publish them in the paper.
Yeah, all right, that's
We,
fine.
we need to set the hearing dates. You can bring.
Well, the forum dates.
The forum.
Forum dates.
I'm sorry, I keep using the wrong word. Forum dates. If you guys are okay with setting the forum dates, because I'll be the one leading them.
Yep.
That's
We
fine.
can put them in the paper and put them on the website.
That's fine.
Okay,
That's fine.
all right.
All right, ordinance review and update. There was an email, did Aaron initiate that email or did you initiate it? We talked about having,
Correct, it was back during, you were putting something in the budget to address how we go about getting that jump started. And my question to you was, did it get covered? I don't think it did. Where do we go next?
yeah, thought we
Getting it
earmarked-
out-
thought we
outside.
earmarked some funds to bring.
Perfect, I just,
Talking about, yeah, what are you talking
Someone to
about?
work out with our ordinance.
Oh, yeah, I thought we budgeted.
I thought we,
and just the,
20,000.
yeah, it was a kind of a big number.
Yeah.
All right,
and that was my question was initially, it had my name on it to help with it, but that was my question. I mean,
I
So
don't
let's-
think yet, but I
Well,
think there is money earmarked for that.
and Heather, you want the same company to do the ordinances?
Well, I talked to Ryan about this, and that's his preference as well. I think it'd be better, but I kind of want to lean on him on what he wanted. He felt it'd be better because they were present in all of our meetings, they know exactly what the
It would
committee
be a
wants.
lot
to
more
do.
efficient if
It's more
somebody starts.
efficient.
Since this is ordinances, you have the ordinances, couldn't it be the company and Ryan can pick about 3 people to sit with him and get this done, because the ordinance should be, I think his goal is he'd like to done it.
Well, if it's zoning ordinance, it's trying to.
Well, I think because the comprehensive plan is very strong, and it's all the people, and now the people that involved in it, so I think that it will be a lot easier because of that. and
Just So just him and whatever he wants to get.
You got it, Commissioner.
So,
Yes.
so do we want to double check and make sure it's in the budget? I'm pretty sure it was.
For the
I
services,
think it is.
I think it might be the same line item. The question was whether it's under our budget or Ryan's budget. And I thought we took it over to the compliments, that's what we
We took it out of ours.
It'll either be in ours or we in ours.
I think it's ours.
And I think we're, possible reviews when it goes out of the zoning or other ordinances.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Like this ordinance 60, you know, that one.
Well, for the comprehensive plan, I think the majority of it is gonna be zoning. So, that will be,
But the ordinance review could be broader.
That was, do I like the policy review, like the,
do we wanna start with the zoning, just to
I
make it
think so.
open?
It needs to go with some, but it needs to stay.
Start there anyway. All right. Very good. Is there anything else today?
No, today's Tuesday, right?
Feels like Monday. I'm surprised Friday's gonna come a lot quicker. than
Oh, I
Tuesday.
know.
All right, if there's nothing else, can I have a motion to adjourn?
So.
Motion by Diane, is there a second?
Second.
Heather, all in favor, indicate by saying aye.